Hey everybody, it's John here with National Sports Entertainment, and I just wanted to go into, I know a few people wanted some of tonight's games covered, so I wanted to go into them. We have a couple college football games, but I'm only playing one of them. Virginia Tech and Georgia Tech we got, and that's the one I like because I had pointed out in my other video that Georgia Tech has yet to hit an over all year. And again, those things just don't hold up. So you see it's set at 46.5. I think I got mine at 47, but I do think the over hits. Just one of those, again, they don't, you don't go all year and just not hit an over or an under. And as you can see, there's only a handful of teams left, and one of them is Georgia Tech here. And Virginia's only 1-4, and they're playing Virginia. So I like the over here. I think that's a really strong pick. For tonight's football game, NFL game, I was looking at it for a bit, and it seemed for a couple reasons. First, I thought it was a trap because I thought the Saints should have been, when the lines opened, they had it about even, and I thought the Saints should have been bigger underdogs. And then they just announced that for the Cardinals that DeAndre Hopkins is coming back, and they also just got Robbie Anderson. And despite that, the line moved about a point. Because as I said, they opened about even. It was actually about 1.5 points, about plus 1.5 for New Orleans. So they moved from about 1.5 to 2.5. This reminds me of Jonathan Taylor getting hurt for the Colts, and it barely moved the line. This is exactly what's happening with New Orleans. So, because of that, and another reason, I do think the Saints are going to win. The other reason I think it makes sense for the Saints to win is there's no other team in the NFC South that's going to be a, quote, threat to the Bucs. The Falcons just aren't. So, as you can see, the Saints have a couple not-so-easy games. I think they absolutely need this win. So when they play the Bucs Week 13 Monday Night Football, it's for some stakes. If they lose to the Cardinals now, then this Monday Night Football game is just irrelevant. They need to be in the division. The same is not the true of the Cardinals, who are going to be third or fourth in their division. So for that reason, I do like the Saints to win tonight. I am going to take the 3 points just because I feel like these Thursday games, while they're not all going to follow each other's suit, it does seem to me like they're going to have them pretty close. And these two teams, it would just make sense. So I do like the Saints plus 3 here. And we're just going to go across the sports spectrum. Now, I know a few people want the NBA games covered. So, to be honest, I don't know what to do with the Sixers because I'm not sure if they're being presented as a team that's falling apart or if they're being presented as an actual threat. I will say I don't think they're being presented like the Lakers and the Nets. I think they are being presented as a threat. And while usually I wouldn't take Milwaukee to lose their opener, they're not at home. I think they have an easy game like the Spurs or something at home coming up. And I do think they're going to get the Sixers to 1-1 in this game. I don't like the spread. I just like the money line. The game after that, it's really the exact same thing. Only, again, in this case, I think they are making the Lakers out to be the exact same team. My theory is they are getting the Lakers out to look like trash, make the Nets look like trash, and then they can start their trade talks, their Russell for Kyrie trade talks. So in these games, in both of them, I like Philly in the first to beat Milwaukee. And in the second one, I do like the Lakers to lose. I think they're going to make the Clippers actually look strong this year. So what we're going to do here is I won't be parlaying these. I'll be playing them separately. So for the Sixers, we'll play to win 20. It's going to be higher on the the first bet is going to be 34 just because we're picking a favorite here, which is fine. Now, if they don't come through, my second bet's going to be on the Clippers, just so you know. Okay. And I'm already starting a second sequence on the Clippers. So I'll do that to win 20. And you know what? I have a feeling with the Clippers. I usually don't like messing with spreads, but again, their goal this year is to make the Lakers out to be a complete joke. So I really think they just get blown off the court like they did against the Warriors. Now, again, this is either going to be a first sequence or a second. Should the Sixers just come through, we picked the money line on the Sixers, we didn't take the spread, then we're going just to leave this Clippers one as is to win 20 or to win 20 on the point spread is going to be a first sequence. If the Sixers does not come through, then we add some more money to the Lakers to make it where we're going to win our double up. So, and again, the reason for that one is it's pretty obvious in my perspective, how they're depicting the Lakers and how they're depicting the Clippers. They definitely have the Clippers depicted as a top team, where they last year, I think it was just a matter of injuries and things of that nature, whether it was throwing people off, that the Clippers weren't good, whereas the Lakers have just continued exactly where they left off. For baseball, we have the Yankees and Astros, and as I showed you yesterday, that one I already went with. I went with the Yankees right here, $30 to win about 56 because they're getting favorable odds here, and I just don't think they get swept again. So I'm going to play them game 2, game 3, and etc. So that's basically it across the 4 sports. I like the Yankees straight up. I like the Sixers straight up. I like the Clippers straight up, but I took them with the line just because I think the Clippers do cover that spread. I think the narrative is to make the Lakers look like trash. And then I like the Saints with the 3. And then the last one I like is the Virginia Georgia Tech game. I do like that over. I think they finally go over. So I just wanted to get all my picks out. And I can go into others, but that's really the main ones going on tonight. And then I'm going to be focusing on, obviously, Sunday Night Football. But yeah, to me, I was going to wait on the Sixers just because I really don't know what they're trying to do with them. But I do think they're trying to position them as a top team. Without Chris Middleton on the Bucks, I think they're going to explain why the Bucks aren't... They're going to have a great year. But this will explain why they don't have an awesome start to the season. And it will also explain why they're not able to win in Philly. They'll use this to say this is where they're going to miss Middleton, and because he's going to be missing the first couple of weeks of the season. So I do feel pretty confident with that. Of course, with the spreads, it's always tougher with the Lakers. But again, I just think they look decisively inferior to their opponents their first couple of games. I think they want to position the Clippers strongly. So if you want to play the money line, I always recommend it if you're giving up points. But I honestly, in this case, I feel comfortable, especially it's only our first leg. So, of course, we have multiple legs when it comes to this. And as you can see with basketball, we're just like football. We're starting off pretty good. We're a total of 4-1. We actually got a 2-for with sequence 3. But as far as our record, we only missed the Lakers in game 1 so far, the first game they played. So I have a good feeling about tonight's games. I think worst case we split them, and that's why the system's good. But I have more faith in the Clippers to win by more than 5, honestly, than I do in the Sixers. And not that I don't think the Sixers will win. I just don't trust. But the Bucks are there's always that chance they're going to make Giannis look good. And a few people have already told me that they think the Sixers are going to get blown out again, and they didn't even get blown out. They lost by 9 to a championship team. So, yeah, I don't buy that the Sixers they're not going to make them a team that's worth that much just shitty out of nowhere. With the Nets and Lakers, they're doing it for a very specific reason, so they can set up this obvious trade between Russell and Kyrie. The Sixers need to be strong for that to happen. They got to be strong in that division and in that conference. So yeah, that's who I like, and I'll be doing a recap later. I just wanted to get these out for everybody, so you know, across the sports, who I like, and like I said, should we need to on the Lakers-Clippers game, we double up. And if the Sixers hold, then it's just going to be a first bet like I already placed. So take care, everybody, and happy earnings.